The $5.2 million in reduction, I appreciate highlighting what those projects are and the communities that those projects serves. I think that's really illuminating and really a cornerstone to the conversation that we're having, because a lot of those projects are in Long Branch, they're in Veers Mill corridor. They are transit-dependent, pedestrian-dependent communities. We in the first 2 months of this council have spent a lot of time talking about equity, and I'm trying to figure out how a reduction here factors into that equity lens, or how it's seen through that equity lens, especially in the corridors where, in the Veers Mill corridors, 41% Latino, nearly a quarter of the people take public transportation. And we just last week had a hearing on the Veers Mill master plan, corridor master plan, and testimony after testimony was talking about individuals who have been injured or killed due to the lack of sufficient pedestrian infrastructure. So I have real concerns here, and I want to ask you sincerely, how did you come about picking these projects, knowing how important these infrastructure projects are to the communities?
That's a good observation. This particular program was implemented geographically. So studies were done in BIPAs, and from that, design projects developed and then construction projects. So what you're seeing here is just the impact to where the workflow is in this program. Planning studies have been completed in Silver Spring and Grosvenor and a few other places, and they've been advanced. The work that was scheduled to start in these years was in those communities. So it's not a deliberate effort to pick particular projects to delay. That's just the way the overall program has been structured, and when you start making cuts, that's how it affects it.
Can I add also that you talk about how it's changed? Last year, the council increased the funding for this program from $16 million to $25 million. And so what the executive's recommending is reducing it back down to slightly below what it was before last year. So it's not like we've had this, I'm not agreeing necessarily with doing this. I'm just saying, again, you want to do as much as you can. But if you're looking at the broad strokes of where this program has been, we had a big jump last year. And what the executive's saying is we'll bring it back down to where it was before the big jump. It's not like we've had this huge amount of money directed towards these communities for a number of years.
Many of the projects that we're talking about here are about future growth, about economic opportunities. This one is about life and death. And I have concerns about cutting that budget. If anything, the sentiments that's been shared that we need to do more, and we need to do more now, and that's where I'm at.
And the only reason for the proposed cuts is purely fiscal capacity.
Sure.
So that's really.
I understand.